Today on Eagle Nation News, Nate Tompkins highlights SAT and ACT prep courses and how they students get the scores they need.
Reagan Argyle takes a deeper look into Young Men's Service League. Just what does this group of boys do for our school and community?
And Casey Boston is in studio to highlight swim and dive in their recent district run. How did they fare coming off of a district win last year?
All this and more today on Eagle Nation News.
Live from Prosper, Texas, this is Eagle Nation News.
Good afternoon, Prosper High School. Today is Monday, January 22nd. I'm Caitlin Wessels.
I'm Nico Ray.
And I'm Nick Anderson.
This last week, there have been some disagreements between parties in both the House and the Senate. How did that play out in the past few days?
Sparked by the inability for the GOP and Democratic parties to come to a mutual agreement on government budget, healthcare, and immigration policies, we are now 3 days into a government shutdown. The Senate voted today to end the shutdown, but for that to happen, the measure must first go through the House, then be signed by President Trump.
On January 21st, a year ago, women everywhere took to the streets to advocate different pieces of legislation and policies. Hundreds of women returned to the streets to continue to advocate for human rights and other issues.
Now we send it over to Nate Tompkins, who explored different forms of SAT and ACT test prep that can help students get the scores that will set them apart. Nate?
Well, that's mainly like a normal classroom from the outside. The SAT and ACT prep courses are starting up here in order to prepare students for college and the tests. So can you tell me about the goals of these courses and what you hope to accomplish?
The goals of the courses is basically to prepare retrain people on concepts dealing with the ACT or SAT, because when you haven't used it for a while, you kind of lose it. So getting reacclimated with them, almost like training for a football game or training for soccer, we're just kind of getting in there and drilling and getting them in your short-term memory so that you can score well whenever you have the exam scheduled for.
First Choice Test Prep is an organization that offers PSAT, SAT, and ACT test prep classes, including both instructional and practice testing sessions.
So the website that we have, it's firstchoicetestprep.com, and it's basic information to the student, parents, just to the public, so that they know what it is that we're going to be doing in the class, what's the approach, and just the dates and schedules, so that they know how many days that they should expect training or that drilling that we're talking about before their scheduled ACT or SAT test.
If you're interested in getting involved with these courses, either contact Mr. Gomez or Ms. Loyemi, or visit firstchoicetestprep.com. For reporting for Eagle Nation News, I'm Nate Tompkins. That's you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Nate. After this commercial break, Reagan Argyle dives into the Prosper chapter of Young Men's Service League, a philanthropic organization.
Young Life is hosting a Super Bowl watch party at 5 p.m. on Sunday, February 4th. Please try to attend the last district game on February 2nd and honor the basketball seniors for senior night. Seniors, if you have been enrolled in Prosper ISD since the beginning of kindergarten, please visit Ms. Mueller. First Choice Test Prep has an upcoming SAT test prep course on Mondays and Wednesdays beginning February 5th. HOSA, check the Google Classroom for group picture information for January 26th.
Young Men's Service League, or YMSL, is a mother-son philanthropic organization that encourages young men like Prosper students Matthew Bonaparte and Jack James to get involved in their community. Reagan Argyle has more.
Young Men's Service League is a nonprofit organization that has been encouraging young men and their mothers to be involved in helping their community since 2001.
Young Men's Service League is an association where you help people who don't have what you have. We've gone to if you know what Grace Bridge is, we volunteered there, and you help out people who are need food. You pack up food for them and you deliver them to their cars and stuff.
YMSL was founded by Pam and Julie Rosner, and together they envisioned an organization that helped to strengthen the community they lived in. They recruited other mothers and turned their small organization into what is now known as YMSL.
It's Young Men's Service League. You go and help people that aren't as fortunate enough to have what you have in your life. It's good on your transcript, so when colleges are looking at you, you can have something like volunteering on there, and just makes me feel good about myself, going and helping people that aren't as fortunate enough and don't live the life we do.
Members of YMSL meet monthly to assign and discuss their future projects in their community. YMSL members have served over 100,000 community service hours, and in Prosper, students have already done a few projects to support the area where they live.
Our meetings are sometimes about once a month, usually on a Sunday, and they just have them at. When we volunteer, we just help others. We go to usually a high school and help out with Special Olympics, and that's like kids from all different ages with different disabilities, and we just help them out.
Cole, Jack, Matthew, and the dozens of other YMSL members all have a similar goal to strengthen their community as well as their relationships with their mothers. Hoping to better themselves in the area where they live, they keep the tradition alive. YMSL has been assisting, serving, and supporting those in need for 17 years, and they hope to be able to continue for many more. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Reagan Argyle.
Thank you, Reagan. After this commercial break, Casey Boston is in studio with a list of winners and champions from this Saturday's Swim and Dive District Meet.
Swim and Dive made a splash at District last Saturday. Here in studio with more on that is Casey Boston.
Thanks, Nick. Saturday, Prosper Swim and Dive was in action, winning district for the 8th year in a row. The girls team won with a total of 208 points, and the boys team won with a total of 189 points, placing first in 14 of the 24 events. The girls team placed first in all 3 relays, and the boys team took first in the 400 free relay and second in the 200 free relay. In the 500 freestyle, both girls and boys took home first, second, and third place. Parker Burton and Micah Sullivan received boy and girl divers of the meet. Mithun Ramesh received boy swimmer of the meet, and Sarah Milne received both boys and girls coach of the meet. Prosper will be represented in all events at the regional meet by 29 swimmers and 2 divers. Good luck to all. Now be sure to follow our Twitter at Eagle Nation News to be updated when events like this happen, and check out our website, eaglenation.net, to watch previous episodes. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Casey. Now we send it over to Ryan Ranzer in the Eagle Zone with a sports update.
Thank you, Nico. Last Friday, Prosper boys basketball beat Newman Smith 56-48. Also in sports, girls soccer came first in the Duncanville tournament for the 2nd year in a row. In upcoming sports, girls basketball will compete at Arlo Turner at 6, and boys basketball at home against Arlo Turner at 7:30. That's all I have for you today. I'm Ryan Ranzer reporting from the Eagle Zone.
Thank you, Ryan. Now let's take a look at the meeting schedule for the week. French Club has a meeting this Wednesday during Eagle Time in room 1112, and the Genders and Sexualities Alliance meeting has a meeting this Wednesday in Eagle Time in room 2233. That's going to do it for our show today. For Eagle Nation News, I'm Nico Ray.
I'm Nick Anderson.
And I'm Caitlin Wessels. Live long and prosper.